Hi guys, my name is Terry Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and also hope to inspire others to make their own designs through our Facebook Lives and on our blog post. And today I'm down here doing something a little different. I had a special request. We have very dear friends here in town who their son is actually scheduled to get married this weekend, and with the coronavirus, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to have a big wedding at the church like what they'd planned. But now the plans have changed. They're going to have it at their home, and I've been asked to make some bows to go on a like an arbor or trellis like thing, so they can have kind of a wedding-like feeling, more or less. So, but anyway, I was down here making, I'm just making a couple of bows, and I thought I haven't used the Pro Bow with you guys for a long time. I thought maybe I would just go ahead and go live and share it with you. So anyway, let me get my phone going so I can see comments as you come in. It'll just take me a second here. Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe. And I tell you what, it's turned winter time again here in Indiana. You see, I've got all my sweaters on again. I don't know if it's ever going to turn warm here, but okay, there's everybody. So, but anyway, I'd already made one of the bows. Now it's not finished. I'm going to make some long tails and put it on as well. Let me raise that up there where you can maybe see it a little better. But like I said, this is going to go on either side of an arbor. I'm probably going to put another, I don't know, probably another 3 feet of tails at least to go on there. But this is just the bow that we're going to be making. So, and I make bows all kinds of ways, and I don't really have any preference. It just depends on what kind of bow I'm making, what kind of mood I'm in. But the Pro Bow, I like to use it for a bow that I want to make really, really full looking, and this one I want to make sure they're both the same size and real even, uniform looking. So that's why I chose to make this on the Pro Bow. There's also the Easy Bow Maker, which I use. And I don't know. It probably sounds silly to others, but it makes sense to me. To me, on the Easy Bow, I can make a little bit more relaxed looking bow, maybe not so stuffy and formal. And then I make them by hand as well. But this is going to be a lot of ribbon, so I don't know. You could do it by hand, but it's gonna cause your hand to do some cramping probably if you're not used to it. So, hey Diana, how are you doing today? But anyway, I'll start out. Let me drop you down here so you can see. I don't have a way that you can actually see behind me, so I'm going to try and get beside me as best I can. But what I'm going to start out with is two 26-inch strips of wire. This is just floral wire. And, right now we're kind of limited on supplies and where we can get them and such. So the heaviest gauge wire I had was a 22 gauge wire. The smaller the number, the thicker the wire is when you're talking about floral wire. And I would have liked to have had a 20 or an 18 gauge, but I don't. So we're going to work with what I got, and I'll show you. Well, let me back up. The reason I wanted to use a heavier gauge was because, got lots and lots of ribbon there, and you want to make sure your wire's not going to break. But I've got a plan to where once I get it made, then hopefully the wires won't have to be manipulated so much, and I won't have to worry about it breaking. So, and I guess I could have always doubled up the wire. Then I've got 3 different ribbons, well actually 4 ribbons that I'm going to use. And there again, I had to use just what I had on hand. So I happen to have this ribbon. The colors are white, silver, or of course white, and then silver and kind of a cobalt blue. So I went to my stash and I had this, is actually a Christmas ribbon. I used this on my Christmas tree a couple of years ago and had some left over. And then I've got this sheer, it's kind of a cobalt or royal blue colored. It's a 1.5 inch ribbon, and all my ribbons always wired when we're talking bows. And then I have this also is another Christmas ribbon I had left over. And if you, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of sparkly. It has it's sheer in the middle, silver colored, and then on either side it's got a lot of glitter on it. But I thought it'd be nice for it to kind of catch the sunlight while they're doing the ceremony. And I'm hoping I have enough left of this one. If not, I'll just have to start over, I guess. But and then I've also, to make this go a little farther, I've got this just plain sheer silver ribbon. This is a Sam's Club ribbon. So, all right. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work with 3 ribbons at a time. I hope everybody can hear okay out there. I don't see any comments. Is anybody out there? I thought I saw Diane pop up. Am I live? Let me see. Anyway, I'm going to keep on going, guys, but I'm going to layer these 3 ribbons one on top of each other. And I'm not going to make this as the biggest bow because when I saw a picture of it, I think this is going to be a good sized bow. That's probably, let's see, about 6 to 23. So it's about 17 inches across. So so I didn't want it much bigger than that. So, all right. Okay, there's Jenny. Or Jeannie. Okay, Kathy. Hi, good, good, good. Hi, Molly. I got a little distracted. I just see a message pop on my phone talking about a squeaky bed. But anyway, I'm going to make these tails about 18 inches long. And then we're just going to take it and we're going to pinch it. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to use the first of one of our wires. And that's just going to go right along here. I've already folded it in the middle. Again, this is a 26 inch, 22 gauge floral wire. I just wrap that around there kind of snugly. And then I twist it once. Okay. And then we're going to take this knot right here. Need to get more ribbon out so my ribbon's not getting all twisted. And I'm going to take this, let me zoom in here actually. You guys can see a little better. There. I've got the wire right here. That's that knot we made with the wire. And I'm just going to put it right up here, right against this peg. And then I'm going to draw this in kind of snug, kind of pinch it. And then we're going to take each one of these wires and twist it around. Make it snug. And then we're going to take, I'm going to take the left-hand side and I'm going to twist it around this peg. And then the other one, I don't know if you can see, there's a nail right there. We're going to take this other one, we're going to take this wire down, and we're just going to wrap this around, and then I'm going to tuck that spare underneath the here. Okay? All right, now this is one thing I like about the Pro Bow. You can pretty much leave it now. I could get up and go and answer the phone or whatever else I wanted to do, and I'm not going to lose my place. Whereas if I was going to make this by hand, I'd have a big problem if phone rang. So, all right, now let's take these tails. We're just going to stick them up here between these 2 pegs. All right, and now the fun begins. The hardest part here is keeping all these ribbons straight. You just got to be patient. But we're gonna, every time we come back here to the middle, we're gonna twist this. Okay, just twist it real snug. There again, you got to be patient. Make sure all your ribbons are in a line. And we're going to take it up here. We're going to sneak this around this next peg. Okay, and we're going to come back to the center. Untangle our ribbons. You can do this too with just a single ribbon layer, but it's not going to be nearly as full. Now when I go back to the center, I'm going to pinch it again. And like I said, every time I come back to the center, I'm going to twist. So, and what that does is it makes the right side of the ribbon face outward. Okay, we're going to twist it. And make sure that you've got it right on top of that one before. Okay. When I get where I can put my hands free again, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But like I said, it's patience right here. When you're using just one single ribbon, it goes a lot faster. Just don't get in a hurry when you're making this. And these are good for making, this is a good way to make a tree topper bow. Or you can use this to make one of those big bows you stick on the cars. They've got a larger version of the Pro Bow. All right, we're going to come back to the middle again. We're going to pinch it. And we're going to twist. Okay. Make sure you got all your ribbons in line. And it's going to be real important that you make sure you have plenty of ribbon off the spool so you're not battling with that, plus trying to keep all these ribbons in line. And I'm making sure I keep it pretty snug up here against these pegs. All right, we're back in the center again. Pinch it and twist. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a total of 7 of these loops. I'm going to go out 3 from each of the 3 on each side from the center peg, and then I'm going to change one of the ribbons. Like I said, I wanted to use this really sparkly ribbon, but I don't think I have enough to make 2 very large bows with it, so I just came up with a way to kind of ration it. All right, back in the center, and again, we're wanting to make sure we're right on top of that other one. Let me kind of turn it here. We're right on top of this one before, okay? Because when I look straight onto it, I want this to all line up. And there again, as soon as I can, I'll show you what I mean by that. We're just going to keep repeating that pattern. And I'm kind of holding tension as I'm pulling toward my peg so that this doesn't slip. But the Pro Bow was actually the first appliance, so to speak, that I bought back when I started making wreaths, and I was making a whole bunch of bows. You know, when you're doing them by hand and you're making a lot of them, your hands get pretty sore. When you get old anyway, like me. Okay, like I said, holding some tension on it. Not so much that we're going to slide this off though, okay? Here I got my cobalt twisted just a bit. There we go. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to stop on this one. And I'm just going to make a real short tail right here. Let's see. Now I've got my other wire, my other floral wire. Now I'm going to stick it down through this center loop right here, right through the center loop. I'm going to go down through the center of it. Got my wire folded in half, and now it's going to come out on the bottom here, if you can see that. Okay, and it's going to be on my right hand side of the peg, and that's what's going to allow you to let go here. And every time you join a wire, you want to do it really, really snug, not so as where you're going to tear your wire or break the wire, but now we're going to get it really snug, because the tighter your bow center is, the more poofy your bow loops are going to be. All right, let's cut that off one kind of short here. All right, and let me show you what I was talking about. See how that stack like right on top of each other? When I look down through there, it should be a straight line, okay? All right, now what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make 2 more loops. And like I said, I had to kind of ration it, and I was correct. I did not have enough of this one to make a complete second bow. So let's get that one out of the way. I'm going to use this other sheer ribbon. Get my ribbons all in line now. Oh, Sharon says she's not used her pro bow in ages. I still go back and forth. I still use, I do, like I said, it just depends on what kind of bow I'm making and how many bows I'm making and what kind of mood I'm in. Okay. Get enough of this off here. Oh, and Vicki, you must have seen my speed wreath. Yes, I made a tulip wreath in record time. Yeah, there's a slower version available if you want to look at it. So, okay. Now, I'm going to start out just like I was finishing my loops here. I'm going to pinch this down. Actually, let me pinch that a little better. So what are you guys doing for supplies? If you're like me, I'm starting to get kind of low. Luckily, I kind of saw where we were heading, so I ordered ahead a few things, but I don't know. Like yesterday, even, I was just wanting to get some yellow ribbon, just plain yellow ribbon, and I'm going to have to do some more searching. Okay, now, like I said, we just continue this same pattern. Trying to make sure I have that 1.5 inch ribbon in the center. All right, and there again, every time we go to the center, we're going to twist. And I've had questions before, does it matter which way you twist? I don't think so. I just have always, when I first learned to do it, I've always twisted it downward. So that's the way I do it. So All right, we're gonna make 2 more loops. I don't like the way that one's laying. There we go. That's better. Just had to hold my tongue right. Like I said, the key is to make sure you got plenty of ribbon off of your spool, so you're not fighting with it. I need some more. But as you can see, they all want to get twisted and turned. But you just got to take your time. Now, if I'm just doing this with one ribbon, I can knock it out pretty quick. But not doing this way. All right, so this is my last loop. And even on the last one, I'm going to twist it when I come back here to the center because I want the right side of the tails to show as well. All right, and then tight as you can without breaking your wire. And just give it one twist, okay? All right, now I want to make another 18-inch tail. Like I said, I'll be adding more tails later. So we got about 15, so need 3 more inches up this way. Okay. Get that out of the way. Now take these off to one side. And just put it up there and get it out of the way. And then this is one part that you never really would have thought of, but I've learned over the time. The tendency is to just grab this and pull up, and that's a good way to get your wire all tangled up. So be patient again and untwist it like this. Like I said, I learned the hard way. Okay? Now we'll get the other wire out from underneath here. Okay, and there again, we're going to pull it snug and just twist it once, and then we're going to lift it up off of here. Okay. All right, and here's what I was talking about. You can see that maybe a little bit better now. See how it's straight? Completely straight. That's what you want, because if it's off center, then the center of your bow's not going to be right. Okay, now here's one thing I do at here, right at this point. I take my thumb and I put it inside here, and I squeeze that down, and I give it a good twist. There again, to make sure my bow center is tight. Make sure you don't twist this wire too much to where you break it though. Okay. All right, now we need to fluff the bow. And for that, I've got my fluff box. I've got to stand up for this part, so I'm going to get out of the picture here. And this has a center eye hook. You can see it right there. It's very heavy. And then it has a nail over here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Just going to have my tails off to one side here. Keep them out of the way. But we're going to take this wire and we're just going to drop it underneath that eye hook. And pull it snug. And then twist it around this nail here. Okay? And then that's going to allow us to keep our hands free. Okay? Alright, now let's make a bow. Just going to take each one of these ribbons and just separate them. Now if I'm just doing one ribbon at a time, usually I'm like twisting and that kind of thing just to get them to stand up a little better, but this many ribbons, I'm not doing that quite like what I did do with just one ribbon. I'm just kind of poof it out here because you'll end up smashing them all anyway because you're working with so many. You just got to go back through and kind of fluff them. All right, let's see. And start off with the bottom layer first when you're fluffing your bow. And I'm kind of trying to watch to make sure I don't do white on white or blue on blue. So I'm trying to kind of make sure I pay attention to that to evenly distribute the colors the best I can. There again, just take your time. It's not a race. So I'm telling my husband all the time, just take your time, slow down. Drives him crazy. And as I'm doing these, fluffing these loops, I'm taking my hand and going from the inside. We just go right up the stack here. Oh, Sharon's wanting to know who is shipping. I know Trendy Tree and the Wreath Shop are still shipping. They did lengthen out their shipping times, but I did, whenever I was looking yesterday, I did see that. And then I know Elena and Bill are, and Deco Exchange is shipping. I think Craft Outlet is on hold right now. Oops, I want some more silver down that way. Changed my mind here. Need some silver and some blue down here. Oh, Vicky's wanting to know how many tulip bunches I used in that tulip wreath. Vicky, I think I ended up using 12, and it's the mini tulips. If you go to my blog post that is attached to that post there, it'll take you right to the supply list. And I think I even put a link in there to Michael's where I got those tulips. And I think they are shipping still too. And I heard the Hobby Lobby was. Joann's, I've been abusing those guys. They're doing curbside pickup. You have to order it online. And then they'll get your order ready and then email you when your order's ready for pickup. And then you just drive up and they bring it out to you. I could get kind of used to that, to be honest. There again, it just takes patience. Just keep trucking along here. And some more blue down here. You can see we didn't even use all the pegs on this. And look how big and full of a bow this is. I mean, it's a really simple way to make a nice tree topper. I tell you what, tree toppers sell on Etsy. And I know it shouldn't be too long. We'll be working on those too. I know I've had some people kind of have some interest in some Halloween wreaths already. So I decided I better get my butt in gear. Actually, I'm going to bring this guy down here because this blue one just doesn't want to stay there right. I think it's going to be pretty. I did have a really heavily glittered cobalt blue ribbon, but I decided I wanted something a little bit more light and airy instead of heavy like it was going to be. So that's what we did. I'm usually not a big fan of sheer ribbon, but this is a particular instance that I think it's appropriate. This one's not wanting to. Let's see. Let's bring him down here. Sometimes you just gotta work with them and decide what needs to go where. The ribbon will talk to you. Let's see. I'm gonna bring him back down here. I'll wear him out. There we go. But you guys, if you're thinking about getting a pro bow, I'll put a link to the Amazon, the site where I've gotten mine from. But for the longest time, I held off on getting this fluff box, is what it's called. And then finally I broke down and got it, and I tell you what, it made a huge difference in how easy this is. I used to try and get them all fluffed by hand, but I do recommend getting a fluff box. This little guy here is just not wanting to cooperate. There we go. Okay. Just working with it until you're happy with it. That's the one advantage of having the wired ribbon. It's going to stay where you put it once you get it to where you like it. So, okay, and that's that. We'll take it off of our fluff box. There you got a nice big bow. Okay. Hey, Christy. Hey, I'm glad you're here. What do you think? I'm going to put some big long tails on this. Is that going to work for you? Oh, thank you, Cindy. Oh yeah, Cindy says that would that would put an end to the impulse buying. I tell you what, it's really at me kind of having to use my imagination. Hey, Christy, if you're still there, let me see if this is what you're needing. Christy, whose son is getting married this weekend, she's on here, I think. Today's her birthday also. So, well, she must have already left. So, but anyway, so that's all I've got for you guys today. Like I said, I just was having fun doing these bows. I haven't used my pro bow for a while, and I knew it had been a while since I had been on here using it. And I hear a lot of people have trouble with them. It just takes practice. I know for myself, gosh, I had to do it a dozen times before I could get my bows to turn out the way I wanted them to. But there is a learning curve. Just be patient, and just keep chugging at it, just like anything else. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're having a great day. And if you wouldn't mind to share this to your page, I'd really appreciate it. It helps give me a little bit of extra Facebook juice. And if you would ever want to come back and revisit it for any reason, then it's always going to be on your feed. So, and like I said, I'm going to put the link to Amazon where you can purchase a pro bow if you want. Oh, and I just glanced outside my head. I forgot to show you. I was going to, I don't want these wires to be what joins the bow to the arbor. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this rustic wire. I've cut it off to about, I think I've got it 26 inches, I believe. And I'm just going to wrap this wire right around the rustic wire. And then that's going to give them something a little bit more sturdy or rugged to actually join it to the arbor. All right, and I'm just going to twist this around a little bit. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Thanks, Molly. Oh, and thank you, Cindy. So, okay. So anyway, I'll clip this off. I'll make it more tidy. And then, like I said, the rustic wire is what then will be used to actually connect the bow to the arbor. And this has a tendency to fray, so I always take a little hot glue, run it on the end there, and then that'll make it where it doesn't fray. The more you handle it, the more it's going to fray. So, and like I said, I'm going to add some longer tails, but I think that should work out nicely. So, all right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your day. This time I'm really leaving. So, all right. Bye-bye.